NNRG.
So there's a few interesting things to say about this one, but let's get it started first. Auto starting here, it's disk file. So Nixy and the Seeds of Doom. So the first thing I should mention is that this kind of ties in with something, it's kind of difficult to explain. We got a little bit of an intro here, maybe? Just says the condemned, and we're already loading again. Okay, so the thing is that for things that I've created myself, we're already on the title screen. I'm trying to explain things here. Okay, so since we're already into the title screen here, let me explain the second thing first, is that this is actually a sequel to another game. I think the game this is a sequel to was released a couple years ago. But the thing is that though both games were originally ZX Spectrum games, in fact they were originally made by the same person who made Ooze, The Escape, which I believe showed up on the show earlier on. But again, this is like a Commodore 64 conversion of the ZX Spectrum game, so there's probably going to be some similarities in terms of how the colors are separated out, but the other thing I wanted to mention here is that the name here, Nixy, even spelled that way, N-I-X-Y, there's some history with me and that name, because you go back to, say, I'm trying to think how far back you'd have to go for this. So if my math is right here, back in the early 90s, when I originally was playing Game Boy games, one of the games that I played a bunch of was Final Fantasy Legend 2. And in fact, yeah, I had Legend 2 and not the original Legend game, even though it's technically like the third game in the series. It's complicated. But the thing is that was a game where you could only name your party members with 4 letters. And one of the names I chose for one of the characters of my party way back then, which I believe I put to the female mutant character, was this exact name, Nixy, N-I-X-Y. And I've since used that name for another of my characters that was going to be in one of my game ideas. That it was actually the Project LJ idea that I had, which I still want to make someday. It's just, there were issues with the battle engine I'd come up with. But the thing is, she's one of the characters in that game. So I kind of have a history with the name, but nothing else going with anything else related here. Anyways, explanations aside, let's actually play this thing. So we've got a choice between easy and hard. So I think I'm just gonna leave it on easy. Why not? And then play. Okay, we get into it. So we got a life bar at the bottom. It says press space anytime for map. Okay, so we got a bit of a map going on here. It seems we're at the very far eastern edge of the map. And I noticed some of the different sections have colors to them, so maybe those are locations where you have to actually go to. So we can walk left and right. Up does not jump. The fire button jumps. Okay, so that helps. Can we jump on enemies? Wait, did that do anything at all? Oh, I am actually losing life. It's just very little. Oh, I see how this is working. So you lose health as a mechanic of contact with the enemies. Okay, so touching things doesn't instantly like lose a whole heart or something. You're losing health as a result of direct contact. Also, down and fire also opens the map. Okay, good to know. And it also says here there's 3 different music modes. So if we push C... Okay, I think that's the default. If we push B... It didn't seem to do anything? Oh wait, CBM is actually related to the Commodore key on the keyboard. So... Okay, so switch to ambience and full sound effects. So you got like an ambient thing going on and the sound effects of the characters on the screen here. And then we've got music only, and then music and partial sound effects. I'm gonna leave it on music and partial sound effects. That seems like it's probably gonna be the best mix here. So let's keep going forwards here. Jump over that plant thing, whatever it is. How do we go upstairs? Do we... Like, up doesn't let me move up the stairs. So I have to... Oh. Okay, there was also a switch over here that I just hit. But the thing I was going to note is that you don't walk up staircases. You jump up staircases. Because, yeah, you don't walk up the staircases. That's weird. Why? Well, I guess depending on how many limits the game is pushing, maybe there actually was, like, not enough going on in terms of the memory or programming limitations to actually put stair walking in. Also, we seem to be blocked by a blue gate? I seem to recall that this was one of the screens that had a blue color to it. So maybe, based on what we're seeing on the map here, maybe we actually do need like a blue key or something to go through here? It just says Castle Courtyard as the description of the area, so let's just move to other places and see what we can find here. Let's go down the ladder, and now we got some diamonds in the areas here, but I'm going to guess that that's probably not relevant, so we just have to keep on moving. So it says here that we need to get to the top of the tower. Well, we're going underground, so it's definitely not conducive. It says here, visit the castle tower first. Okay, so my guess is we're not supposed to go this way right now. But to get up into the tower, we kind of need to get through that gate. So maybe we got to go down, or no, the ladder doesn't go down. In fact, it won't even let me go down that little section there. So I guess we have to go back towards the tower, but I pushed this lever here and that didn't seem to do anything? Or you know what, maybe that thing we were seeing earlier where it was saying we had to get into the tower, maybe that was just because I had gone down to where that fruit was, and maybe we can't, like, collect that fruit unless we get something from the tower, so maybe we should just try moving on, despite that. Because, yeah, this screen here says to get to the top of the tower, but if we actually go down to where this fruit is, it now says visit the castle tower first. But maybe if we actually, like, continue on, like, beyond this screen here to the left, maybe there's stuff to find over here. Okay, so I'm continuing on here. We got more... Whoa. Okay, just confirmed there's fall damage. So, it's not a lot of fall damage, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. So I'm gonna guess if I try to go for that purple fruit at the side there, I'm gonna get that same message again. Yeah, visit the castle tower first. Okay, so that has nothing to do with the progression. So, I got two different paths to take here. Let's try the upper path first. Okay, it doesn't look like it would have mattered too much. Oh! I just collected that fruit and I got a heart. Okay, so... does this crane hook do anything? No, it doesn't seem to. Although, I don't think I can survive that fall. Let's find out. No, I can't. So... actually, I can't collect this fruit, though. Okay, so I safely made it down here now, so let's go across these platforms here and see if we can make our way into the castle, into the tower, figure out where we're going, because so far it seems to be pretty linear where we need to go. Like, it didn't seem that way at first, but it's definitely seeming much more linear now. Like, unless there's, like, some floating platforms that aren't being represented on the map here, I think the way we have to go is not very intuitive. But, you know what, I'm gonna try taking the shortest path I see to get into the tower. And if we get blocked off, then so be it. We'll just go back the way we came. Okay, yeah, I have no way to get to the right side of the, the left side of this screen, so I do have to go around a longer, more contrived way. Although I just noticed there's like a green gate up here, so I couldn't even go to that ladder if I wanted to. So it looks like we're going down. Okay, got a couple different ways to go from here now. Looks like if we go to the right, there's gonna be just a single screen all on its own. So it's another one of those fruit. I guess those are the seeds of doom that we're supposed to be collecting or something. So let's actually make our way down this way, because it looks like we definitely have to get to the tower before we can actually make any normal progress in the game. You know, so far this doesn't seem too hard, which, I mean, I put it on easy skill, so I'm not expecting it to be difficult, but I was kind of expecting it to be a little harder, though. I'm not... Maybe just by nature of the fact that Commodore 64 games just tend to be, like, super hard. But it's making me wonder how much more difficult the hard mode actually is. So maybe we'll take a look into that once we've had our fill of playing the game this time around. Now, I will say the game is controlling absolutely flawlessly. Like, there's no delay in the movement, everything is snappy. The only thing that's awkward is that sometimes things don't work as you would expect, like the staircase. The staircase, you actually have to jump up. You can't just climb up it in any sort of normal way. But other than that, everything does seem to be working pretty well. The timing on the platforms is a little annoying, but, you know, it's disappearing platforms. It's going to be annoying by default. Okay, we got another screen here where I'm not sure which way to go. Let's see the map. The map says I can either go up or down. Down looks to be the more convoluted path. So let's try up. So we're going to need to go across the platforms for that. Took a little bit of a hit there from the ghost because I didn't time that perfectly, but that's okay. Actually, can I make any progress here? I'm pretty sure the water is going to be instant death. And I don't see an immediate solution here, although there is a switch. The green gate is now open. Interesting. So, the green gate... Actually, is going through the green gate even going to help me? Because I'm remembering where it is, and I'm not sure if that's actually going to get us anywhere useful. I mean, it might. So I guess I'll try going back to it. It's a little bit of a backtrack to get there, but it's not going to be that hard to get back. Oh, that's interesting. Something I did actually opened up this path here. I can, like, jump on a platform here now, where that platform wasn't there before. So a little bit of a shortcut. So maybe that showed up when I actually opened the gate that was here, because that's where the green gate was. So let's see if this actually gives us any sort of progress towards getting into that tower. So I believe to get into the... Whoops, took some damage from the spikes there. So I believe to get into the tower we have to go up this... Ooh, that's not going to work. Although we have a lever here. Cyan Gate is now open. Really? Cyan Gate was literally back where I just was. Oh yeah, and with these disappearing platforms, I noticed that you don't have to be absolutely perfect with the timing. If the platform is just even partially visible, you will land on it. So that's good to know. Okay, so the Cyan Gate is open, so I should be able to go around this way now and make it past this thing that's trying to crush everything. And I think this is going to get us to the tower, actually. So let's just get across this correctly, and we should be on our way. Oh, great. Now we got a whole quartet of these, these smashing spear piles, or whatever they are. But made it past them, and now we've got more platforms. It shouldn't be too tricky. Okay, so I think we're in the castle now? Okay, it should be noted you can't actually jump on those bookshelves. No, you can't jump on the bookshelves for some reason. They're just in the background, even though they look like they're in the foreground. Also, there's a book all the way over to the side there. Now, maybe that book is important in some manner, so... Well, actually, we're right next to the tower here. So, yeah, let's go up the tower and see what we can find. Because this is where we're supposed to go. Let's make it past the Blades of Death. Looks like there's even more to climb here. There's a gate protecting that blue switch there that we're going to need to open somehow. Okay, there's someone at the top here and a cauldron. So let's go over here. Okay, we got some dialogue. Hello, Nixy. Hello? Have no fear, I am the spirit of the glade. I see you are searching for the cause of the corruption which has blighted our home. How'd you know? We have been watching you. You are meant for greatness. Seek out the Doomweed, for it is evil. It must be destroyed. Collect the 8 mana seeds, cleanse them in the fountain in the castle courtyard, and I will help you make a poison to defeat it once and for all. That's kind of ominous. Clear the corruption by poisoning it. Isn't that like fighting evil with evil? Okay, so yeah, this cauldron over here looks like it's going to be important later. I don't think we're going to get that far. But now we need to actually get this. Oh, I just noticed we got a seeds counter now, so it's actually keeping track of how many mana seeds we've collected. And I've also opened the blue gates now, so... Though there was also that book in the library, so I'm understandably curious if we can actually do anything with that book. Yeah, right over there. Let's see if we can actually get to it. Yeah, go down the ladder here, and... This doesn't seem to do anything. But, you know, I can't imagine they wasted space on this big, massive book for nothing, so it probably comes into play later in the game for some reason, but don't know what it is for the moment. And yeah, it looks like there's some easier platforms to get across here now, so that's kind of handy. But now the question is, how many seeds are we going to go grab? Like, I'll try to grab some of them, but I don't see myself going through the entire game right now just for sake of the show. Okay, one thing I'm noticing too is that spikes don't just hurt, they are instant death, which means that resets you to the start of the room if you hit them, and you lose a full heart in the process. So definitely gotta watch out for that. Okay, our first mana seed. We have collected a mana seed. Okay, just 7 more to go. Now, one other thing I should point out too is that you may have noticed that the screen's sort of been glitching a little every so often. That's actually a feature. The game actually does a sort of screen shake effect, and it seems you can change the intensity of it with the Q key. Although it doesn't seem to demonstrate it in the moment here. Okay, so that's one of those screen shakes when that thing falls down. So if we push Q, it should be... at least maybe it was stronger? Oh yeah, it's definitely changing the strength of the shake. It's not making it more or less, it's just changing how much of a shift there is. And there I just turned it off entirely. So yeah, that's not actually a glitch with the game, that is a feature. You know, I was mentioning about the difficulty earlier, but now that I'm down to just 2 hearts left, and given the fact that I have restored that a little bit over the course of this game, I'm kind of walking back my thought that the game might be too easy. Cause, yeah, because you only have the 1 life bar, you really gotta take it carefully and try to avoid every little bit of damage that's coming your way. Otherwise, you're not gonna have enough health to complete the experience. So I don't think there were any mana seeds back up where we started, but I'm just gonna double check just because I'm here, I'm low on health, and don't really have anything better to do. Yeah, because if we go back this way, it's just going to bring us back to the introductory screens. Yeah, this was the very first screen we started on, and there's nothing further right, so... I am down to 0 life left. If I take a single hit from anything, I am toast. Like that. Okay, game over. So... does it actually... is there a continue, or do you have to do it all in one go? No, you gotta do it all in one go. Though, all things considered, given that I've only been playing for a half hour, that means the game feels like it might be completable in about, like, an hour or so. Just from casual play. But let's actually take a look and see what hard does to the game. Let's see if hard actually changes anything. Oh, you take more damage. In fact, you take double damage from the looks of it. Yeah, so hard just increases how much damage you take from things. Oh. Hello, I can't go down here now? Does hard change the layout of the... well, it doesn't seem like it. Why can't I go down here? Maybe... oh, right. I unlocked it with this switch. I totally forgot that that lever was over there. Okay, let's see how much damage getting hit by spikes does. It's still 1 full heart. Okay, so all the hard skill seems to do so far is... oh, wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the spikes are going at a faster rate. Like, they're not staying down as long, so they're coming back up much faster, so you've got less time to get past them. That's kind of making me wonder about the disappearing platforms as well, like maybe the timing is more tight on them. They do seem like they're going just a little bit faster. It'll be easier to tell once I get to like a double platform, because the timing on the double platforms is a bit tighter. So let's see if I can get to one of those, and then I'll be able to tell for certain if things are going considerably faster. Yeah, the main difference of the hard skill here is definitely just the timing on the instant death things, as well as how much damage you take from the normal enemies. That seems to be the main difference here. But I still want to get to a double platform section so I can measure the timing on that, just to see how that feels, like to see if it's extremely tight or just mostly tight. Okay, so here's a double platform section right here. Let's see how this feels to jump across. Actually, that's pretty similar to how it was before. Okay, the platform speed isn't changed at all. Like, when a platform fully comes into view here, which is how I originally got across here, I would jump, and make it. So, like, it is a little tight, but the thing is that it's the same platform speed as on the higher skill setting. So, the platforms are still appearing and disappearing at the same rate, but the enemies are definitely doing more damage. The instant death things, like the spikes and those dropping things, are definitely going at a faster rate. And other than that, it's not that much different. So that was Nixy and the Seeds of Doom. Other than the character having a name very similar to one of my own characters from my own work, in fact the exact same name, it's a pretty decent game from the looks of it here. Like, it's basic platforming, and that's all there is to it. So I guess if this is your kind of game, then definitely check it out. The only thing that I would consider here is that because there's no saving, you gotta have a pretty good length of time ahead of you to give it a go. Or I guess you could use save states, but whoops. Oh, those spikes weren't instant death. Huh. But yeah, gameplay's fine. You can get it for free if you want to, or you can... The author recommends $7 to pay. But yeah, it's available on itch.io. There'll be a link in the description. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about it.